First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, and we do so in the name of His only begotten Son, Hamashiach Yahushua, who the world ignorant called Jesus Christ, Shema Yahshua Yahweh, Allah Yahweh Yahweh Akbar, here on Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. All right, and we are here on HellOween, rebuking all the Most High's people, the Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and we're bringing judgment to this world. We're not bringing judgment. We prophesy judgment on this earth as Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai told us to do, and the downfall of this sinful kingdom. But first and foremost, before I start, I want to hear Colossians 3:17. Go ahead, huh?
This is the book of Colossians, chapter 3, verse 17. And whatsoever you do in word or deed, do all in the name of the Lord Jesus, giving thanks to God and the Father by Him.
Whatever we do in word, whether we read out here in the word, we say Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, or deed. We go to work, we come home, we finish with a day, and then we praise the Most High Yahweh in the name of His Son, Hamashiach Yahushua, who are ignorant called Jesus Christ. That is lesson number 1 and first and foremost. All right, go ahead and get that Romans 7:12.
The book of Romans, chapter 7, verse 12. Wherefore the law is holy, and the commandment holy, and just and good.
So when he says holy, a lot of people say sanctified, but we're talking about separate. For the law is holy, it's separate. The law is holy, it's separate from America's law. America will allow a man to change his identity sexually. Not like Paul's name was Saul, right? You know what I'm saying? That's not against the law for Saul's name to be changed, because his name matches his character. And you always get a name that matches your character. All right? Give me Proverbs 6:23. Because you got to understand that the law should shine, and the Most High law shines way brighter than America's law. This is Babylon, all right, the land of confusion. Everybody here is confused, except the Most High God's prophet, all right? The ones who come in the spirit of Hamashiach Yahushua, who the Most High gave the spirit unto us, the same spirit He gave His Son. Go ahead.
There's the book of Proverbs, chapter 6, verse 23. For the commandment is the lamp.
What?
For the commandment is the lamp.
The commandment is the lamp. Something that the Most High commands you to do is going to shine bright. And we are here doing it. Hey, man, what's up? Yes, come to the front. Come to the front. Come to the front. Deal decently and in order. What's your name, bro?
Before my name, like, you know how a person's name is getting written in the book of the Lamb, Jesus Christ?
In the book of the... Okay, yes.
The Lamb. How was that?
How was what?
How did you get your name written in the book of the Lamb?
How did you get your name in the book of the Lamb? Well, hey, I'm about to go through a breakdown.
So
stand right there.
Say it. Jesus Christ, bro.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 6, verse 23. For the commandment is a lamp.
For the what?
For the commandment is a lamp.
It should shine. This brother need to keep his feet when he comes to the house of the Lord. He got to sit here and listen. All right, go ahead.
And the law is light.
And the what?
And the law is light.
The law is light. Go ahead.
And reproof of instructions are the way of life.
And reproof and instructions are the way of life. We telling you. You should have stayed right here. You're not listening. Say that again.
And reproofs of instructions are the way of life.
Say that again.
And reproofs of instructions are the way of life.
From instructions, stay by the camera, listen to the breakdown, and you're going to find out how you get it. But the first one, give me Matthew 18. This is the first one.
What's the name of your God?
What's the name of our, what's your nationality?
What's the name of your God?
What's your nationality?
My name.
Your ethnicity.
My God is
What's
one
your
nation
ethnicity?
under my God.
Okay, keep going.
Who's my God? Jesus Christ and His Father and His Holy Spirit.
In the book of Matthew, chapter 18, verse 1. At the same time came the disciples unto Jesus, saying, Who is greatest in the kingdom of heaven?
Who's greatest? That's what they asked in Christ. Who's the greatest in the kingdom of heaven? Go ahead.
And Jesus called a little child unto him, and set him in the midst of them,
right?
And said, Verily I say unto you, except ye be converted, and become as little children.
As what?
Become as little children.
And you're a scorner.
You cannot even remember the name of your God.
You're an asshole.
Who's your God?
You're an asshole.
Who's your God?
So,
who's your God?
You going?
You should not enter the kingdom of heaven.
You should what?
Not enter the kingdom of heaven.
Keep going.
Whosoever therefore shall humble himself as this little child.
Whosoever shall humble himself as this little child. Go ahead.
The same is greatest in the kingdom of heaven.
And that man is not humble. He's not. He's an asshole. I think it was him. Yeah. But he's not humble. That's the thing right there. Go back to Proverbs real quick. Where the have you at? Proverbs 6:23. Go ahead and do that. And then after that, get hold 8:13. Proverbs 8:13.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 6, verse 23.
And this law was a lamp. We was giving it to him to be humble. Go ahead.
For the commandment is a lamp.
We commanded him by the voice of Yahweh, by Shem Yahweh Shah. Go ahead.
And the law is light.
Hey, on HellOween, all spirits come out. When the word of the Most High come out, all spirits going to come out. Go ahead.
And reproofs of instructions are the way of life.
And I reproved them. I corrected them in a way that doesn't make them go off. But they're the instructions of life. He needs to be humble. He needs to take instructions to stand there, be quiet, and listen, like little children. When you tell little children to sit down and listen, they're going to sit down on the floor and they're going to listen the whole time. They're very attentive. Have you seen little children? They're very attentive. They ain't going to say nothing. They may raise their hand like, oh, I got to go to the bathroom, but they come right back. This man right here will not get into the kingdom of heaven. Go ahead. Verse 13.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 8, verse 13.
Right.
The fear of the Lord is to hate evil.
The what?
The fear of the Lord is to hate evil.
This is how you get into the kingdom of heaven. It's to hate people. To scorn brothers, reading the scriptures of the Most High hates. Say that again.
The fear of the Lord is to hate evil.
The fear of the Lord is to hate people.
Pride.
What?
Pride.
They think that they have accomplished something so they can speak. That's pride. Go ahead.
And arrogancy.
And arrogance. He hates it. This is how you get into the kingdom. Arrogance. Go ahead.
And the evil way.
And the what?
And the evil way.
What you just did was an evil way. Go ahead.
And the forward mouth do I hate.
And a forward mouth does he hate. You have a forward mouth.
The fear of the Lord is the beginning.
Counsel is mine and sound wisdom.
Sound wisdom.
I got a question for you and him.
Not yet.
I got a question for you and him.
I am understanding. I have strength. By me kings reign, and princes decree justice.
So wisdom, right?
Hey, bro, read
Wisdom
King
is
James
understanding
Version,
and
bro. King James Version, bro.
What you mean? King James?
Hey, bro. Who's your God, though?
My God is Yahweh.
Huh?
My God is Yahweh, the Most High.
You? Your God, man? How about Yahweh? Behold the hand, behold the
We don't
nail.
speak Yiddish.
Have you ever heard, behold the hand, behold the nail?
Are you the
That's
nail?
God's name.
Are you the nail?
That's Jesus Christ's name.
Are you
That's
the nail?
Yeshua. It's Messiah, man. That's
Hamashiach.
Yahweh, the great I am.
Okay, then.
Capital I, capital A, capital
All right,
A,
then.
man.
And
That's his name. Have you ever heard his name? Behold the hand. Hey, bro. Behold the hand, behold the nail. Have you ever heard
look
it?
it. Behold the hand, behold the nail.
What's that mean?
We're going to hammer your ass if you don't be quiet. We with the scriptures. We keep telling you.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 8, verse 10.
Go ahead.
When thou hast eaten and art full, then thou shalt bless the Lord thy God.
Right.
For the
So this goes to after, because a lot of people on Halloween, on Halloween, they're going to get a lot of feast days and everything. You know what I mean?
God is here, right?
Hey, give me
Hey, bro. Behold the hand, behold the nail. That's the name Jesus Christ. When he was on the cross,
hey, check this out. All right, then go. Keep going. Go back. Go Because on these days, a lot of people out here eating Halloween dinner. You got to understand that meat that you cook and you barbecued up is an actual sacrifice. The Most High supposed to be smelling it. But he don't like those feast days, man. Keep going.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 8, verse 10. When thou hast eaten and art full, then thou shalt bless the Lord thy God.
18 and 2? No, 18.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 18, verse 10. There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire.
Fire, idolatry. That's the fire. Idolatry. They were literally sacrificing their kids in the land of Canaan, going and worshiping in their gods and throwing their kids in the fire. That's what they were doing. Keep going.
Or that useth divination, or an observer of time, or an enchanter, or a witch.
Exactly. So we're not a wish to live. Go ahead.
Or a charmer, or a consulter with family spirits, or a wizard, or a necromancer. For all that do these things are an abomination unto the Lord. And because of these abominations, the Lord thy God do drive them out from before thee.
And that's what the Most High does. When you don't follow his laws, he moves you right out of the land. He don't want you there.
Can I ask you a question though? Both of you guys.
Hold your feet, man.
Thou shalt be perfect with the Lord thy God. For these nations which thou shalt possess, hearken unto observers of time.
Before I answer your question, what's your ethnicity?
What's the name of your God?
If you don't, I'm going to turn the speaker on.
Oh my God, it's Jesus. Man.
For these nations which thou shalt possess, hearken unto observers of time, and unto diviners. But as for thee, the Lord thy God hath not suffered thee so to do.
And he has not suffered us to do these things. To go after necromancers, fortune tellers, all these witches and everything else. He don't want us to do. He'd rather us not do those things. Because that's the left side, not the right side. The Most High wants you on the right side with his son. He don't want you on the left side with Satan. That's the left side. All those enchanters that are going through the fortune tellers, reading your palms and everything else, the Most High don't want that. He don't want that for us. The Black, Hispanics, Native Indians, Panamanians, Guatemala, the Salvadorians, Haitians, Jamaicans, he don't want us to do those things. And many more that are scattered abroad, and a lot of ethnicity and nations today that I have not mentioned. All right? Give me Amos 5:21. Like I was saying, you guys are cooking these things, barbecuing on today, in different costumes, offering your children unto Molech. Trust me, when you're going after other these nations, let me see. How would you say? When you're going after these other nations, religions, which we don't have a religion, we have a culture. When you're going after other nations' religions, the Most High don't like that, because the Most High didn't give us a religion. Right?
It's the book of Amos, chapter 5, verse 21. I hate.
What?
I hate.
Say it again.
I hate.
What?
I despise your feast day, and I will not smell in your solemn assembly.
So when you barbecuing out there on Easter and on Halloween, the Most High said he hates and he despises your feast day. Go ahead.
No, you offer me burnt offering.
So y'all say, hey, y'all be thankful to God. Man. We have the table be like, hey, thank God that you got this food on this, man.
Though ye offer me burnt offering and your meat offerings, I will not accept them. Neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat beasts.
So when y'all say, hey, be thankful to God and pray to the Most High, he said he's not going to accept it. He's not. Go ahead.
Take thou away from me the noise of thy song, for I will not hear the melody of thy boil.
They be turning up. Hey, they be turning up on those feast days, bro. They be having the music full blast. Or they be singing hymns and stuff. These little churches out here be singing hymns. Try to make the day a lot better, but it's wicked. Was that it?
Yeah. And even these churches be celebrating this Halloween crap. Man, it's just like, yo, how can you freak the saint's birthday when you're celebrating for one in your own church?
And they do. You know what they do? They say, bring the kids to the church, we'll get them candy. Like, we're still doing the same thing, right? We're still doing
we
the same
having
thing.
jumpers, black makeup stuff.
Yeah, with masks,
food, all that, man.
Like that's gonna make it better.
Yeah, I know. Man. I used when I went to I used to go to a Christian church by down the street where I used to live. For Halloween, I used to trick out stuff, man. I ain't gonna lie. And food. You know?
We all did. I mean, come on. When you put candy and cake and food in front of a kid, what do you think we're gonna do? We've been a run for it. You know what I'm saying? You was just being a kid.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I always check the candies all the time, so we, used to hear like, people talking about putting like knives and stuff in it.
Yeah, they scared the hell out of us with that. Yeah. But that's what you expect on an evil day like that. You should expect that. The Most High knew that was going to happen. And he's going to laugh at y'all because you don't listen to him. Okay? Give me Psalms 75. Is that 85 and 21? Yeah, Psalm 75 and 5. And that's Psalm 75 and 8. No, Psalm 75. Psalm 75.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 78, verse 5. For he established a testimony in Jacob and appointed a law in Israel.
The testimony that we're bringing up, what the Most High does not like in these days, we're telling you, we're giving you these testimonies. We're going precept upon precept, letting y'all know that the Most High don't like these days. And he's going to burn y'all. Y'all are walking charcoal right now. The Most High going to put all y'all to death for the things that y'all are doing today. And we are out here, we just watching. We're just supposed to tell y'all. All we're doing is supposed to tell y'all. We don't need you to come up and let, we are loud enough for everybody to hear it. The Most High is going to burn you out of your clothes. Because you don't listen. Because y'all scared of this white man. Y'all don't want to leave this white man feast days alone. And worship the Most High and keep his feast days. And we got a lot of people with feast days in these countries. Y'all don't want to keep them. Boy. So the Most High said he's going to burn you out of your clothes. He's going to burn you in the car you drive. All right? Keep going.
The book of Psalms, chapter 78, verse 5. For he established a testimony in Jacob and appointed a law in Israel, which he commanded our fathers, that they should make them known to their children.
And they're not doing that, right? Know why now how you know they're not doing that? Because when we both were young, we was going to church getting candy. You didn't know, bro. Hey, that's how you know a lot of other people didn't know, because they was doing the same thing that we were doing. And that's how we know what they're doing today, because our parents had us do it. And but hold up, when this man get him a child, he's gonna make sure his kid don't do that at all. And I got it, bro. I'm gonna make sure he don't do that at all. These wicked days. What's going on, man? Hey, you got your kids and your family celebrate Halloween? And he's like, we don't do that shit. Hey, but they got a lot of those days from Babylon, bro. You don't want to hear that.
Verse 6. That the generation to come might know them, even the children which should be born, who shall arise and declare them to their children.
Our children's children. Go ahead.
That they might set their hope in God and not forget the works of God,
That's
but
right.
keep his commandments.
That's why the Most High said, pray after you. He said, thank me after you've been full. Because a lot of people forget God after they got food. They'll pray before and afterwards they'll forget about it. And that's the thing, that's he knows. The Most High eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. And what that means is saying he's not stupid. He's a very clever man. Very clever. You're not going to pull that fast one over here. All right?
Verse 8. And might not be as their fathers, a stubborn and rebellious generation, a generation that set not their heart aright.
I wish I had a camera. She's damn near there.
Whose spirit was not steadfast with God.
And he said, your children's children, that way they don't be stubborn like your father. Is that it?
Yeah.
He's damn near naked, bro. Give me Psalms 147 and 19. Because they don't understand that the Most High's righteousness is an everlasting righteousness.
This is the book of Psalms 147, chapter 19. He shewed his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He had not dealt so with any
He
nation.
has not given his laws and his statutes, his testimonies, his judgments to no other nation but us. That's why they're flourishing when we get in our ace kick. Keep reading.
And for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord.
Give me a Deuteronomy. No, I don't want that. Matter of fact, give me Deuteronomy 18 and 10. I just gotta see that one more time. We got a new crowd of cards right here. And you go.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 18, verse 10. There shall not be found among you anyone that make his son or his daughter to pass through the fire.
And that's idolatry. Not found amongst the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, Central America, South America, that make their children pass through the fire. You're sacrificing their kids, man. You going?
And that useth thy nation or an observer of time.
No use divination.
Divination. Divination or an observer of time.
Go to Deuteronomy 75. This is why. Don't do that because your kids are watching. That's why your kids, you're an example, man. Don't do that. Your kids is watching. Go ahead.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 5. But thus shall ye deal with them. You shall destroy their altars.
Started 4.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 4. For they will turn away thy son from following me, that they may serve other gods.
Right.
So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you.
So in order for that not to happen, before we get to that part, you got to do this. Go ahead.
And destroy thee suddenly. But thus shall ye deal with them. You shall destroy their altars and break down their images and cut down their groves.
So no Jehovah wickedness, no Christianity. Destroy all of it. Even their images of that white boy Cesar Borgia, Alexander the Pope fifth, the son. Right?
And burn their graven images with fire. For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above people that are upon the face, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
I think that's all freaking Somalians and Ethiopians, man. Babylonians right now. Oh, look. There's an angel walking a ditch.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 4. For they will turn away thy sons from following me, that they may serve other gods. So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you, and destroy thee suddenly.
Deuteronomy 18 and 10. This is why you destroy their groves and their images. Because our kids follow after them. And their ignorant parents let them. Go ahead.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 18, verse 10. There shall not be found among you any one that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, or that used it of divination.
You know what the fire is? The fire is idolatry. That's what the fire is. You can't make your children pass through the fire of idolatry. The Most High God hates it. The God in this Bible hates HellOween. He hates it.
Or an absorber of time, or an enchanter, or a witch.
Man, don't be going to that necromancer, the palm reader. Don't be going. The Most High hates that woman. Suffer not a wish to live. Go ahead.
Or a charmer, or a consulter with families of familiar spirits, or a wizard, or a necromancer.
And that's what the Most High don't like. The Most High hates HellOween. Everybody talking about they love God but don't follow his words. That's insane. Because if you love somebody, it's in action. It's in action. If you say you love them, now you got to show it. You can't just say it. Say, baby, I love you, and walk into the living room and don't show her. Now she's just standing there because you didn't show her. You said you love her, but you didn't show her. You just said it. That's all you did. Your own talk. It's all lip service. Give me Exodus 22 and 18. And they're always talking about the Ten Commandments, but we're gonna read a commandment because a lot of our people out here are allowing their kids to dress up like you. Go ahead.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 22, verse 18. Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live.
Thou rather not suffer. You should never not suffer a witch to live. You should not rather let a witch live. That's what the Most High said. But a lot of you are dressing your kids as witches out here. Wizards, goblins, devils, vampires, werewolves, Power Rangers, Transformers. That's idolatry. God don't like it. But y'all still doing it up. Because you hate yourself. That's what it is. You hate the God you say you love. You say you love God, but you hate him. That's like your husband telling you he loves you, and he walks away without showing you. He doesn't love you. He just says it. It's all lip service. It's all lip service. That's all it is. It's lip service to get you to shut up. Give me 1 Corinthians 10 and 20, brothers and sisters. Yeah. And a lot of them call themselves Gentiles, but you're not a Gentile. And you guys follow after the Gentiles. Go ahead.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians. 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 20. I say the things which the Gentiles sacrifice, they sacrifice to devils and not to God.
Devils. Devil means liar and deceiver. So they sacrifice unto lies. Want to know why? Because your kid is not a witch. Your kid cannot be a transformer. Your kid cannot be a blind man if they can see. Your kid cannot pretend to be somebody else on one day of the year. And you say it's good. Woe to them who call good evil and evil good. You people are crazy.
And I will not that ye should have fellowship with devils. You cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of devils. You cannot be partakers.
Say that again.
You cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of devils. You cannot be partakers of the Lord's table and of the table of devils. Do we provoke the Lord to jealousy? Are we stronger than he?
Y'all act like y'all stronger than God. You say you love him. And a lot of people, if you get them in a spot and you ask them, do they really love God? They say, yeah. And they don't know him, but they say they love him. They gotta check themselves. Love is an action word. You gotta do something to prove that you love somebody. But the Most High hates HellOween. God hates Halloween. This is demonic as hell. And what y'all gotta understand is that the elite, they're out there chopping and drinking blood of kids right now. And y'all are helping the elite chop and drink blood of children.
Talking about that. It's a lot. 45,000 illegal immigrants were kids. They lost track of it.
What?
They lost track of 45,000 immigrant kids.
How you lose track of 45,000 immigrant children?
Right now, doing traffic,
Yep.
organs, all that. Especially
Exactly.
right now.
Exactly.
45,000. The Biden administration said they lost track.
And y'all helping right now. Y'all helping an abominable day come to life and say you love God. You're allowing your children to pass through the fire of Molech. Idolatry. Right now, there's somebody out there drinking the blood of a little child right now. They're drinking the blood of a little child, man. It's called Pizzagate. Remember when Pizzagate came out? Yeah. That too? Oh, yeah?
They got tortured them.
Jaquan Nathaniel was telling me about that. How they would like, it's like how they would drink the blood of animals. You know what I'm saying? Be joyous. Give your spirit. But yeah, man, hey, this is a weird day. This is a very, very weird day. I was thinking, why I used to eat that candy on this day. Oh, yeah, be eating that candy at church. You know what I'm saying? Running through there on Halloween at the church, eating candy and everything else, not knowing the Bible says. Yeah. Give me Proverbs 12:26. Because you got a lot of people when they pass by, they say, forget about that. Forget about that. They call us at the same time. He said my tears in the car. Yeah, they hit me. I just want to let y'all know what the Most High think about it. Go ahead.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 12, verse 6. The words of the wicked are to lie in wait for blood, but the mouth of the upright shall deliver them. The wicked are overthrown and are not, but the house of the righteous shall stand. A man shall become.
They said, y'all making your children pass the fire? Yeah, God said you making your children pass the fire. Back in the days, when we was over there in the Middle East, our parents used to sacrifice them. Nowadays, they call it idolatry. It's idolizing. That's what he said. That's what he said. Go ahead.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 18, verse 10. There shall not be found among you anyone that make his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, or that use divination, or an observer of time, or an enchanter, or a witch, or a charmer, or a consulter with familiar spirits.
Dressing your kids up like wizards and witches with brooms and everything else. That's what he's talking about. Making your children pass through the fire. You're sacrificing your own children. You read it?
Or a necromancer.
Come on. Passing right through it. Passing, just sacrificing their kids. You're saying, hey, you have your kids do it. It's very fun. Just go ahead and do it. It's fun. It's for the kids. The kids love doing it. The kids love doing whatever you have over the. They always do. Leviticus 19.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 2. Speak unto all the congregation of the children of Israel, and say unto them, you shall be holy, for I, the Lord your God, am holy.
Talk about you should be separate from these days. Celebrating Halloween. Having your kids go to strangers' houses and get candy that you don't know. A lot of those people they take in his house, they kiss in their houses to, voted for Trump. How you know they like your kids? I wouldn't want to go to a Trump supporter's house on one day out of the year they like my kids. Out of one day. They done lost what, 49,000 immigrant children? 45,000 immigrant children, and on one day they like your kid? That is insane. That is really insane. That doesn't make any sense. Give me Proverbs 16:4. That makes no sense at all. So what are you supposed to be today? Oh, okay. I saw you with stockings on. I thought you were pretending to be a girl. You like that every day, huh?
I don't wear it every day.
He's like that every day. Yeah, go ahead.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 4. The Lord hath made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil.
He made even the wicked for the day of evil. Go ahead.
Everyone that is proud in heart is an abomination to the Lord.
You got to be proud. To think that you can really change yourself into somebody you cannot change yourself into. That is pride. And you accomplish to all the women and the guys that like you around you. That way you can be what you want to do. That's the pride. Go ahead. And they were made for that to make other people go off. For the Most High to show you really don't love them. That's what he's doing. They're made for the day of wicked.
There was a school of this staff that were just men that had a beauty pageant, but there were guys, and they were dressed up as women, having scooters, outfits, and dresses, and they were giving them lap dances, bro.
I heard about that. I thought that was like a long time ago.
No, it happened this year. And you just see the Esau just giving Esau a lap dance, and you just see them laughing about it, like, dude, that's the great wicked. Yeah, hell. Like, what? They're doing this in school. And one of the principals or teacher, he's like the mayor of that city.
The principal, the mayor of the city?
Yeah.
Oh, that school's a prison.
Like
That school's a prison. That's damn. Hey, they were saying that all on the radio and everything. I'm thinking it was like, a long time ago.
They were talking about it. It was on social media. And you see the video of this guy, and like there's girls like telling him what to do, and the guy just comes up dressed. The book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 4. The Lord hath made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. Everyone that is proud in heart is an abomination to the Lord. Though hand join in hand, he should not be unpunished.
That's like, you got some righteous over here, but one of them is wicked. You know what I'm saying? So hand join in hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished. So you can be a brother that be righteous around the brothers, but behind the brother's back, he's as wicked as hell. Wicked. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Was it Esau doing it?
Yeah, man.
Why it wasn't Jake? Still, that's an evil thing. It's an evil thing, but I'm glad it wasn't Jake.
You just see Esau, the teenager, he was feeling himself doing that.
You see this? You saw it? You didn't see that?
Look. That's a goddamn God.
And that's what they like. They let them do it.
And they're all man. They were not women. They were all man.
That is disgusting.
Yeah, it is.
Give me Isaiah 9.
That's American, man.
Isaiah 9. What's going on, bro? Hey, y'all let y'all kids celebrate Halloween? There you go. Hey, see, they don't come here to do that stuff. They stay with their own. Don't they call Chaldeans? They like to call America the land of I forgot what it was called.
1915, you see?
Yeah, Isaiah 9:15. Read it.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 9, verse 15. The ancient and the honorable, he is the head, and the prophet that teaches lies, he is the tail.
So the ancient and the honorable are the heads. What's going on, brother?
What's going on, bro?
How's your day going? Or your evening? One of them. Manifestation. For the ancient and the honorable are the leaders. They're the head. They're the head of everybody. But guess what our honorable are doing? Our honorable are telling the parents to bring their kids over to the church and hand out candy. That's what they're doing. They say, don't take them out to the streets, just bring them over here. Hand out the candy. Well, we'll hand out the candy to them. They can jump on a jumper. We'll give them bomber. Oh, man, remember we used to bomb for apples?
Yeah.
You know what they really used to do? Yeah, they was putting it in hot grease. They used to bomb for apples in hot grease. And if they lived, oh well. But it was the Jesuits that did that. It was the Jesuits that did that. They used to make them bomb for apples in hot grease. And if they lived, they lived. But if they didn't, oh well.
That was an honorable death.
Yeah, like I told you.
They must be drunk or high out of doing that. Like,
But
hey,
it's just a lot of our people too scared to stand up for themselves. Like the scripture said, the ancient and the head, the ancient and the honorable are the head. And these pastors are going around. Everybody's looking for these pastors to tell them. Is that it? Yes, you know.
For the leaders of these people cause them to err, and they that are led of them are destroyed. Therefore the Lord shall have no joy in their young men, neither shall have mercy on their fatherless and widows.
The leaders and the heads cause them to err. Oh, they changed it on quick. The leaders err.
oh no, they're going to. Well, they were like, oh no.
Right.
Therefore the Lord shall have no joy in their young men, neither shall have mercy on their fatherless and widows. For everyone is a hypocrite and an evildoer, and every mouth speaketh folly. For all this his anger is not turned away, but his hand is stretched out still.
Over 49,000 people, and that's still counting died from COVID that they have not released. The Most High hand is still upon us right now. But our captivity is over. But the Most High is still judging people, putting them to death.
Oh yeah, just yesterday there was this guy who dressed up as Joker from Batman, and he stabbed 17 people. I think it happened in Japan or something like that. It was crazy. I saw that. 17 people. Yeah, he was dressed as Joker and he stabbed 17 people in Japan in the train.
In the train?
Yeah.
Hey, judgment. Judgment. It's about to get worse. It's about to give me Hosea 4. It's about to get worse. It's about to get a lot worse. Hosea 4. Matter of fact, in Jeremiah 2. This is why that has happened to a lot of people. Jeremiah 2 don't read it now.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 2, verse 8. The priests say not, where is the Lord? And they had handled the law and knew me not. The pastors also transgressed against me, and the prophets prophesied by Baal, and walked after things that do not profit.
So we start from the beginning?
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 2, verse 8. The priest said not, where is the Lord?
The priests say not all the time. The priest, and it says comma, say not, where is the Lord? They don't actually people say, hey, don't say that. You don't love God? Where's God in your life? Where's God in your life? He don't say that at all. Because if they say they got God, that boy will be over there chained right now. He wouldn't be a flaming homosexual. He wouldn't. The young man wouldn't be walking with some short shorts. I saw that. I saw it from across the corner. It was short shorts. You know what I'm saying? Those was 1970s, 60 shorts. You know what I'm saying? When Allen Iverson and them came out, they changed the game. A lot of people didn't wear those short shorts like that no more. It was long now. It was like down to the knee short. I like those shorts. Now they're coming back with the short shorts because you got a lot of homosexuals on the team. They can play ball. Homosexuals are strong too. Yeah, they strong. They're guys. Yeah, but they get short. Bond wanted some of those short shorts. Like it ain't happening. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. At least, I had a problem with the joggers. I had a big problem with the joggers. It was just, the joggers was getting kind of slim. I was like, no, go get the photos away. No. Definitely not on the Rhino. I was like, no. Them was too tight. It was way too big shorts, and them joggers were tight, bro. They was real tight.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 2, verse 8. The priest said not, where is the Lord? And they that handle the law knew me not.
Don't they be in the church in the pulpit, handling the law? They be looking all in the crowd and we see Deuteronomy 22:5. Don't they be see? I know they see that piece. They gotta have seen that picture a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? It's one of the favorite ones. All right, give me Ecclesiastes 12:13. Oh, you missed it. You missed the. I didn't know what his ethnicity was, but he was going crazy. He was going crazy. He missed it. It's gonna be on there because I didn't even see him until the last minute. He's right there, like, oh.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter.
What's the conclusion of the whole matter?
Fear God.
What?
Fear God.
Respect him. Respect his gangster. Okay, go ahead.
And keep his commandments.
That's right.
For this is the whole duty of man.
Right.
For God shall bring every work into judgment.
But the conclusion also of what we're talking about today is stop celebrating Halloween. It's demonic. It's disgusting. All you guys are celebrating the death of a lot of children and women. And the men are surrounding the table. You got the Rothschilds, they up there doing that too. All the elite, they over here sacrificing and drinking the blood of little children. Having sex with 12 and 11-year-old little girls. They're all doing this, man, on this day right here. So if y'all celebrating HellOween, because you're in hell, you celebrate this day, you are celebrating everything that these elites are doing. Go ahead.
For God shall bring every work into judgment.
All your works.
With every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil.
All that stuff they did in Las Vegas, gonna be false. All the secret things they done gonna be false. I was just speaking in general. Yeah, what happened in Las Vegas stays in Las Vegas. Hey, Las Vegas, they get it in on Halloween. You can guarantee that. A lot of secret things. It's gonna come. Everybody's secret thing is gonna come to life. Everybody's secret. Read that again.
The book, this is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter.
Right.
Fear God and keep his commandments.
Respect the Most High, keep his commandments. Whatever he told you to do it.
For this is the whole duty of man. For God shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil.
Now watch, we're going to touch on that work. Give me Revelation 19 and 11. We're going to touch on that work. Not right now, but Revelation 19.
The book of Revelation, chapter 19, verse 11.
Is that what, 49,000 kids? Illegal immigrants? Yeah. Now you got about 49, something like that, of unmarked deaths of COVID, of people that they're not putting out there. Go ahead.
The book of Revelation, chapter 19, verse 11. And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse. And he that sat upon him was called faithful and true.
That's what the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ. Mashiach Yahushua is his name. Go ahead.
And in righteousness he do judge and make war.
Say it again.
And in righteousness he do judge and make war.
It's judging right now. People are dying from COVID-19. Oh man, y'all celebrating Halloween? Okay, that's all. Okay. I didn't hear you. What you say? Y'all don't celebrate Halloween? I was surprised your face thing. A what? They went to a party. Oh, okay, it's the same thing, ain't it? No, nah. Hey, we gotta tell the Gentiles too. No, hell no, that's the devil. That's the devil.
I thought you were like
No. That's the devil. The white man is the devil, don't you think? You don't think the white man is the devil? Hey, you're a young man, you better ask it for yourself. You don't think the white man is the devil? Our young man. Our young man. Keep going.
The book of Revelation, chapter 19, verse 11.
Right.
And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse. And he that sat upon him was called faithful and true.
Say, check this out. If I went to McDonald's and said I don't like McDonald's, but I went down to a large fry, I like McDonald's. So if you don't celebrate Halloween, but you never get her face painted because of Halloween, it's the total opposite. Can't say nothing. That's just what she did. She really wants to do it because everybody else is doing it. I'm trying to tell you. Right?
And in righteousness, you do judge and make war.
And Mashiach Yahushua, because Jesus Christ is going to judge and make war. He's already judging and making war now. And everybody calls him a white man, but he's a black man. Keep going.
His eyes were as a flame of fire.
No words like that. Get Isaiah 19. It was on, bro. You know, thank you. Get fun. He's wearing no shorts. Hey, don't ever wear those shorts like that, man. Those are real small. Like Daisy Dukes.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 19, verse 14. The Lord had mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof.
A lion spirit. That's a perverse spirit. That's a lion spirit. The dude that was here earlier is a perverse spirit. A lion, deceitful spirit. Go ahead.
And they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof.
And every work thereof. Take your kids to the church. It's better if you don't go and get candy from everybody else's house. Take them to the church. That's a perverse and lying spirit right there. Go ahead.
As a drunken man staggering his vomit.
That's how it is. That's how that spirit is jumping around in everybody. Even that little girl right there. Her mom was like, well, it's just not that serious. Yes, it is. It is very serious. And she wants to celebrate Halloween. She's tired of putting on a dress. She's tired of putting wrapping her hair up and everything else. But she wants to be like everybody else. That's what she wants to do. So now you see, you got the young Israelite woman, and you got the heathen women. The heathen want to come here and be just like Israelite women, but we're trying to get our women to be as modest and more modest as these heathen women. But they want to leave that because look at that spirit right there. Read that again. This spirit right here.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 19, verse 14. The Lord hath mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof. Right. And they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof.
That spirit he put down here is called Egypt of error. And Egypt is synonymous with bondage and slavery. Go ahead.
As a drunken man staggered in his vomit.
That's how that spirit is staggering around, man. It's hitting people and they're not paying attention to it. Go ahead.
Neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do.
Right.
And that day shall Egypt be like unto woman. And it shall be afraid and fear because of the shaking of the hand of the Lord of hosts.
You know how it's going to be like unto a woman? A woman without protection. Nobody can protect them from it. Because they don't know. There's no protection. They have left their protection.
Which he's shaking over it.
Proverbs 17. And that's how it is. That's how everybody is without protection. Like a woman without protection. She's shaking, she's scared up, she doesn't know what to do. And everybody's in that spirit right now. Because they don't know what to do. That's why they keep going to the pastor and they keep leaving the church. They're going to the pastor again and they leave the church. It's years.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 17, that's right. The book of Proverbs, chapter 17, verse 11.
Right.
An evil man seeketh only rebellion. Therefore, a cruel messenger shall be sent against him.
And that's what you got to watch out. That drunken spirit that's staggering, right there. Say that again.
Book of Proverbs chapter 17, verse 11. An evil man seeketh only rebellion. Therefore a cruel messenger shall be sent against him.
And also all the people that walk by. Same thing. He's going to get an evil message. He's going to get somebody that tell him a lie. He's going to get somebody that do dirt or harm to him because they just don't listen. Because they stagger around hearing that wine, that Babylon Jew. That's how they stagger around. They're not listening, baby. Because y'all don't fear the Most High. If y'all fear the Most High, you'll take heed to yourself and you'll understand a lot of things. And you'll listen to him. Because you see his works all the time. You see that he gave his son judgment of this earth right here. And his son is judging everybody. He's judging. He's judging my vine, he judges him, he judges me. But we gotta love chastisement because it makes us change. It's like him slapping our hand like, nah, you don't do that no more. And we gotta take heed to ourselves to think, like, hold on, what did I do wrong? Okay, I'm not gonna do that again. That's what he does. Right? You read the 13? Start from 11 read 13.
The book of Proverbs chapter 17, verse 11. An evil man seeketh only rebellion. Therefore a cruel messenger shall be sent against him. Let a bear rob of her whelps, eat a man, rather than a fool in his folly. Whoso rewarded evil for good, evil should not depart from his house.
Mingle with the perverse spirit. Remember, a perverse spirit is a lying spirit. It's deceitful. It's not a righteous spirit. So anything beside a righteous spirit is a lying spirit. It's a perverse spirit. It's a liar. I'm going to lie to you. That's a perverse spirit. You're going to be very deceitful about it. That's a perverse man with a forward mouth. Everything just comes out. No filter. It just comes out. Go ahead.
The beginning of strife is as when one letteth out water. Therefore leave off contention before it be meddled with.
And that's what's going on. Our people are scared. Don't you notice that they're scared of? Like you tell them, like, hey, don't do this, don't do that, you gotta do this. And they think about it, they know you're right. But then they gotta think it again, like, they don't feel like going through that. You know what they really mean when they say I don't feel like going through that? They don't feel like going through it with the white man. Because they're thinking about all that history with the white man used to do to us. Cut off hands, boil it in water, chop our head off, chop our foot off. They don't want to go through none of that. They don't want to go through none of that.
And the thing is that they say that they don't care what other people think, but you know, you put it out there, they do. They really actually do care. Especially now, because everybody's like put your social media, you do your job, this and that. Hey man, you can start your own business. I mean, you know how to stack up your own money. You know, you have a skill and something. They don't want to do.
Hey, the Most High look after his people. Most High look after his people. He's got to listen.
And have faith, but they don't have faith. I mean, they have faith in other stuff. They have faith in science book and other stuff. But how can you have faith on a book that one, it was written by man? It was written by man. You never saw the original writings of it. Never met the man, but then again, say you believe what a man was.
Hold on. They say you never met the man.
You never met the man that wrote the damn book. No, you never read the originals, like where he got that information from, right? But then again, they believe on something that a man wrote.
Right. Okay.
It's like that makes no damn sense. So in other words, you're believing it is a faith. But then again, if I tell you that what this book says, it's wrong. Because I have faith. I believe a book that was written by men, right? And then again, you believe a book that was written by men.
And graduated from college.
Right?
And graduated from college. That is hypocritical and stupid.
Yeah. I just laugh. It's just like, wow, man.
What?
So you have faith in the book of a man that was written by a white man. And then again, if I tell you about this book that tells you, if a white man wrote this book, why the hell would you talk about the prophets and the Old Testament and the New Testament? That makes no sense.
And the death of him.
Yeah. Why would they write about that?
And the death of him.
And it's history of it. We don't believe it.
Exactly. He tells. He foretells his own death.
But then again, they believe in the elite and all that stuff that's going on. But then again, when it talks to the hey, what about white? Oh, no. That's exactly. So you do believe on all this other, conspiracy theories and beliefs. But then when it comes to the Bible, you don't believe it. Then again, you say you believe in the devil. But then again, If there's evil, then there's good.
Who created the damn devil? The devil's just here, huh?
Right?
The devil's just here, huh?
It makes no
I believe in Satan, though. That's stupid, man. It's because they're scared. It's here. Give me Psalms 94:16. That's where we come in. Wait, Psalms 94. That's where we come in.
The book of Psalms, chapter 94, verse 16. Who will rise up for me against the evildoers?
Right?
Who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity?
Right? They're right. Who will? Hey, and that's prophecy right there. Give me Wisdom of Solomon 5:1. That's prophecy right there. Watch this. And that's how you tell the Bible is good. Prophecy. You can go through the Maccabees. You can talk about Epiphanies and them. And the Persian Mede captivity. Got the Greco-Roman Empire. And all that's in the Maccabees. A lot in the Apocrypha.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness
right here. Hey, the man standing straight boldness, go ahead.
Before the face of such as have afflicted him, and made no account of his labors.
Free labor they got, right?
When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear.
And that's what it is when they come against it. They are troubled with terrible fear. Read.
And shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation.
The strangeness of their salvation is that we're boldly telling you what's going to happen, how it's going to happen, and we're going to be saved. We are the children of the Most High Yahweh, by Shem Yahushua, and not you, and you're going to get death. The strangeness of our salvation. That is strange. Keep reading.
So far beyond all that they look for. And they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say with themselves, this was
anguish
he.
Of spirit. For all the stuff that you afflict us with, we're repenting because of it. With anguish of spirit. Hey, what is that? One precept for something making the wise man oppression, making the wise man act. The oppressing the hell out. Then we start reading the Bible, and we find out that damn, we gonna be in history. Like this is us. It can be nobody else but us. Because this spirit bear witness with our spirit, and we're the people of this book. And the more you oppress us, and the more we read the book, the more we find out the prophecy is you're an idiot for keep doing it. Go ahead.
And they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say with themselves, this was he who we had sometimes in this derision
a laughing stock
and a proverb of reproach.
And that's how they're going to be like, damn, the strangeness of our salvation, because they had us once in derision. They used to have us a laughing stock. They had Issachar a laughing stock. You go over there to Escondido on the 5, and all you see is on the right side is Issachar picking strawberries and everything else. White boys going up there, man, laughing at them because those strawberries going to their stores and not there. And then they're laughing at them again because then they kick them all across the border. And it's like, damn, they seeing black and Hispanics out here reading the Bible, telling them about their salvation, about them not getting. That's the strangeness of our salvation right there. It's strange. We had them in derision. They were a laughing stock amongst the nation. Now look at them. And that's why they get mad, because they're like, no, because they read about this. These white boys and these white girls read about this already. They read about this. Hold on, give me a 1 Peter 3:13.
First Peter what?
3:13.
This is the book of First Peter, chapter 3, verse 13. And who is he that will harm you if ye be followers of that which is good?
And that's why I brought that out, is that who is he that will harm you if you be followers of that if that is good. Read that again.
And who is he that will harm you if ye be followers of that which is good? But and if ye suffer for righteousness' sake, happy are ye, and be not afraid of their terror, neither be troubled.
So what is he saying right now? He said, who is he that can harm you out here in righteousness' sake? Like somebody might come up here and shoot at us and kill us. But we're doing something in the righteous. They're only shooting at us and they're only trying to kill us because we're doing something that is righteous. Happy are you? We should be happy about that. I should be happy about that. Basically, a lot of people are scared to die, but if you're in righteousness and doing what's right and you die in your righteousness, you should be happy about it.
You know, it's funny because they talk about that they afraid to die. That's why they live every day like their lives. Like doing the
Oh, yeah?
That's what I hear about man. I live life self-design. They never know when we're gonna live or when we're gonna gone. Tomorrow's never promised. So do what you want to do, live your life, do what you want to do.
That makes sense. That never makes sense out there. That makes a lot of sense.
But sanctify the Lord God in your hearts, and be ready always to give an answer to every man that asks you a reason of the hope.
So separate the Most High in your heart. Separate him from everything else that is unrighteous and put him over here in the right, in your mind. All right, go ahead.
That is in you with meekness and fear.
Right?
Have a good conscience.
Meekness, being humble, a humble spirit. You're answering the question in meekness and fear. That fear is going to cause you not to say something in presumption. And meekness, you're going to be lowly and humble. All right? You're not going to tell nobody it's okay to be arrogant sometimes. Go ahead.
Having a good conscience, that whereas they speak evil of you as of evildoers, they may be ashamed that falsely accuse your good conversation in pride.
See, that's what they do. That's why they don't come up to us. Because a lot of people falsely accuse our conversation. Or they talk about this, they talk here and say nothing like that. Or they said this and they said that. They falsely accuse our conversation. And that's what you got to understand. When people don't like certain things you say, and they say somebody said this just because somebody said something about what you said that wasn't right. They oversimplify it. Go ahead.
For it is better if the will of God be so that ye suffer for well doing than for evil doing.
That's right.
For Christ also had once suffered for sin, the just for the unjust, that he might bring us to God, being put to death in the flesh, but quickened by the Spirit.
Right? That which is good, right? Give me Romans chapter 12. I gotta pay attention to that which is good. Let's see which is good.
The book of Romans chapter 7 verse 12. Wherefore the law is holy, and the commandment holy, and just, and good.
Give me Matthew 19 and 60. Let's find out what else is good, because the commandment is holy and good.
The book of Matthew chapter 19 verse 16. And behold, one came and said unto him, Good master, what good thing should I do?
And he said what?
Good master, what good thing should I do, that I may have eternal life? And he said unto him, Why callest thou me good? There is none good but one, that is God. But if thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments.
Right.
He said unto him, which? Jesus said, Thou shalt do no murder, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness.
Why is Yahweh Shai telling him? But he's telling them something. He just told them something specific. He's telling them that because he knows what he's doing. He knows what he does. He knows what he's doing. That's why he's saying that. Right? That's why he responded to him in that way. There's only one but good. That's why he's responding to him like that.
Honor thy father and thy mother, and thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Right?
The young man said unto him, All these things have I kept from my youth up, what lack I yet? Jesus said unto him,
That's why now he changed to this one. Go ahead.
Jesus said unto him, If thou wilt be perfect, go and sell that thou hast and give to the poor, and thou shalt have a treasure in heaven, and come and follow me.
Right.
But when the young man heard that saying, he went away sorrowful, for he had great possession.
Was he loving his brother? No, he wasn't. All his possession was his accomplishment. He didn't want to give none of that up. He had acquired a lot of things. He didn't want to give that up. There's going to be a time when you're supposed to leave that behind. And that's why the elders told me time to liquidate and consolidate. Consolidate and liquidate. Get rid of it. Time to sell it. Get rid of everything. Consolidate, liquidate, move. Time to go. Because when that day comes, we're going to need to get up and go. No turning back. I'm gonna go back for my J's. I'm gonna miss my J's. I tell you that now. Burn them. They're gonna be there for the homeless. All right, they're gonna come in the house and give. They can have them.
Burn those guys. Come on, I can go.
But at the same time,
We're liquidating them.
but at the same time, he loved his possessions, man. He don't love his brother. He wasn't willing to be like, all right, cool. I said, follow me, bitch. Okay, come on. There you go. There you go. Wow. That was his ticket right there. That was his ticket. That was his ticket. Now, on the flip side, I can't even say on the flip side. I'm out. He's better than me. We ain't gonna even have time to burn. We ain't gonna even think about it. He's gonna be like, man, we out, let's go. I'm just saying, have your staff in your hand, let's go, man.
Well, I guess. Come on, throw them back in. Let's go.
Huh? Proverbs 12:26.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 12, verse 26. The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor.
Say again.
The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor.
Like he said in 1 Peter 3, right? And who is he that shall harm you? That seducer. That seducer is the one that's going to harm you. Go ahead.
The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduces them.
That's who's going to harm you. That person that's going to seduce you. Everybody's missing to somebody. Have 1,000 counselors, but out of 1,000, you have one. You always want to listen to people. Everybody's going to want to counsel, talk about this and that, but you always got one that you always listen to. And you got to know you're going to listen. And a lot of people in this room, they got somebody that they're listening to. And he makes sense. You know why? Because what the sense that he makes or she makes is something that you really want to do, but you know you can't do it. So they're looking for more precepts for you to bring out to do what you're doing now and stop doing what they've already heard you do. That's that seducing. That's just what it is. Give me first time. In fact, give me the first Maccabees 7. Probably not even read that. This is very important. First Maccabees chapter 7.
The book of First Maccabees, chapter 7, verse 1. In the 150 year, Demetrius, the son of Seleucus, departed from Rome and came up with a few men unto a city of the sea coast and reigned there.
This is the time of Epiphany. Evil as hell. Go ahead.
And as he entered into the palace of his ancestors, so it was that his force had taken Antiochus and Lysias to bring them unto him. Wherefore, when he knew it, he said, let me not see their faces. So his host slew them. Now when Demetrius was set upon the throne of his kingdom, there came unto him all wicked.
second Maccabees 7. Have you heard about the lady of 7? Have you heard about the mother of 7 children?
Yeah.
The book of Second Maccabees, chapter 7, verse 1. It came to pass also that 7 brethren, which their mother were taken and compelled by the king against the law to taste swine flesh, and were tormented with scourges and whips. But one of them that spake first say thus.
And that's what happened right here. Amen. The churches don't speak about the Greek Empire. They really don't. But the Greek Empire was insane. The stuff that they did to us was insane. And this is what our people are scared of. A lot of our people understand this, but most of all, our parents understand this because we're like, what, 70 years out of captivity, out of slavery? We're like 70 years, right? 70, 80 years out of slavery from this right here. It went from the Greek Empire and it's steadfast in that pace. That's just what they did. That's just what they did. Go ahead. And this is what a lot of our people are scared of.
But one of them that spake first say thus, what wouldst thou ask of or learn of us? We are ready to die rather than to transgress the laws of our fathers. Then the king, being enraged, commanded Pan and Caldrons and Cadrons to be made hot, which forthwith being heated, he commanded to cut off the tongue of him that spake first.
He was offended them. So they was like, they want you to broke great to die. We are not going to go against the law of our fathers. Not going to do that.
And to cut off the outermost parts of his body,
Right?
the rest of his brethren and his mother looking on. Now when he was thus made and all his members, he commanded him being yet alive to be brought to the fire.
Thus made in all his members. He cut off his hands, feet, his thing. Cut off a lot of his members. Go ahead.
To be fried in the pan. And as the vapor of the pan was for a good space despaired.
This is how disgusting. This is how disgusting the white man is. Y'all got to understand who are the Romans today.
White man.
Yeah, but which one? It's the Italians. The Italians are the Romans. Today, the Romans are the Italians.
They exhorted one another with the mother to die manfully, saying thus, the Lord looketh upon us, and in truth hath no comfort in us, as Moses in his song, which witnessed to their faith, they dare saying, he shall be comfort and his servant. So when the first was dead after this manner, they brought the second to make him a walking stock. And when they had pulled off the skin of his head with the hair, they asked him, wilt thou eat before thou be punished throughout every member of thy body? But he answered in his own language and said, no.
What? Right there. He said no. Skip to 9. You don't have to say that. He said no. Now watch this.
And when he was at the last gasp, he said, thou like a furry takest us out of this present life, but the King of the world shall raise us up, who hath died for his laws unto everlasting life.
What king was he talking about? Died for the lost for everlasting life. Jesus Christ. But this was the time of the Maccabees. Now he was talking about Yahushua, but he was only speaking prophecy of Christ doing it. He was only speaking that prophecy right there. He said, watch when our king died, we get rose up, we're gonna come up. That right there, dying with honor of the Most High's law, the Most High will put you in that situation. But he got some people that he's not going to put in those situations that he's well pleased. And some that he's not well. It depends where you're going to be. What person is going to be in that situation? But the Most High will put you in situations like that to see if you really want the kingdom. Because it says in second Ezra, and Ezra was asking the angel, why are we going through this? Why do every kingdom have a kingdom and we don't? And he was telling them, that way you know not how to lose it anymore. And know what you're going to have to go through to get it. This is why we're going through it. And our captivity is up. And judgment is being handed out. Just this is time of Jacob's trouble, like a mud. It ain't just a strong Jacob's trouble yet. Because the Most High said this is going to be a time like never before. Not just the beginning of time, it's going to be a time like that. That means it's going to be a whole lot worse than this. Keep going.
After him was the third man in hockey stock, and when he was required to put out his tongue, and that right soon holding forth his hand manfully, and say courageously, these I had from heaven, and from his laws I despised them, and from him I hope to receive them again.
So go skip to 13.
Now when this man was dead also, they tormented and mangled the fourth in like manner. So when he was ready to die, he said, thus, it is good being put to death by man, to look for hope from God, to be raised up again by him. As for thee, thou shalt have no resurrection to life.
And he's talking about what? He's talking about that 1,000 years that the white man is going to be in captivity, and after 1,000 years, they're going to be wiped from existence. Go ahead.
Afterward, they brought the fed also and mangled him. Then looked he unto the king and said, thou hast power over man, thou art corrupted, thou doest what thou wilt.
Now go skip to 20. Thou doest what thou wilt.
But the mother was marvelous above all and worthy and honorable memory.
Now this is, I find it very courageous for any woman to be in any position like that, and you know how mothers act about their children. It's very honorable. Right? Go ahead.
For when she saw her 7 sons slain within the space of one day, she bare with a good courage because of the hope that she had in the Lord. Yea, she exhorted every one of them in her own language, filled with courage, spirit, and stirred up her womanish thought with a manly stomach. She said unto them, I cannot tell how ye came into my womb, for neither gave you bread nor life.
She's giving them a pep talk. She's giving them a pep talk. She's encouraging her children. Go ahead.
Neither was I that formed the members of every one of you, but doubtless the creator of the world, who formed the generation of man and found out the beginning of all things.
So stop right there. Now go to 24. Now, while she's saying this to the children, her children, this is the person that's thinking about right here.
Now Antiochus thinking himself despised and suspecting it to be a reproachable speech, while the youngest was yet alive, did not only exhort him by words, but also assured him with oath that he would make him both a rich and a happy man, if he would turn from the laws of his fathers, and that also he would take him for his friend and trust him with affairs. But when the young man would in no case hearken unto him, the king called his mother and exhorted her that she would counsel the young man to save his life. And when
go to 27. Go to 27. Watch this.
But she bound herself towards him, laughing, the cruel tyrant to scorn, spake her country's language of this manner.
You can imagine she's bowing down and scorning him at the same time. It's like she's crying and laughing at him. That's what she's doing. She's crying and laughing at him. Go ahead.
Oh, my son, have pity upon me, that bare thee 9 months in my womb, and give thee suck 3 years, and nourish thee, and brought thee up unto this age, and endured the troubles of education.
Now go to 30.
While she was yet speaking these words, the young man said, who wait ye for? I will now obey the king's commandment, but I will obey the commandment of the law that was given unto our fathers by Moses.
He wanted to talk to him. And she's not going to talk to him like he wanted to talk to him. She's going to go encourage her children. That's what she's going to do, to die with honor. I said die with honor. And that's what a lot of young men and a lot of young women in this church got to understand if it comes in that case. Die with honor. And I understand it's easier said than done. But I'm telling you, hey, because it's in here. And I believe in it. Wholeheartedly. Die with honor. Go ahead.
And thou that hast been the author of mischief against the Hebrews shall not escape the hand of God.
For 36. And this is what happens when you do that. Go ahead.
For our brethren who now have suffered a short pain are dead under God's
covenant of everlasting life, but thou through the judgment of God shall receive just punishment for thy pride.
Exactly. Dying under the covenant and not giving up the law. Keep his law. We'll get everlasting life. Go ahead.
But I, as my brethren, offer my body and life for the loss of our fathers, beseeching God that he would speedily be merciful unto our nation, and that thou be torments and plagues mayest confess that he alone is God.
Go to 41.
Last of all, after the sons, the mother died. Let this be enough now to have spoken concerning the idolatrous feast and the extreme tortures. I saw a video with a brother talking about Michael Michael. Halloween.
First Peter what? That's that First Peter 4.
It's the book of 1 Peter, chapter 4, verse 1. For as much then as Christ hath suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourself likewise with the same mind. For he that hath suffered in the flesh hath ceased from sin.
How did Christ suffer? He said, read it again.
For as much then as Christ hath suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourself likewise with the same mind.
So how do you arm yourself likewise with the same mind?
Well, the fact that when it comes to you're gonna die.
He prepared himself with this. All he had was the law and the prophet. That's all he had. All Christ, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach had was the law and the prophet. All he had was the stories. Everything happened in the Maccabees because he was at the time of the Romans. That's all he had. And when you really think about it, there's no New Testament. all he had was the law and the prophet. That's it. So in the Greek Empire, Christ read about this too. And he came right after that. He heard about everything that happened, all those stories, he heard about everything. So he girded himself. And he prepared himself for anything that can happen, anything that should happen. And it was already prophecy for him to die for the nation. For what? He had to sit there, get beaten and everything else, and go through all that pain to bring in the kingdom. And everybody's going to have to do the same thing. Go ahead. So all we're trying to do is, we're trying to get with brothers and sisters that we like mind and go to a different land and get land. Go ahead.
That he no longer should live the rest of his time in the flesh to the lust of man, but to the will of God. For the time past of our life may suffice us to have brought the will of the Gentiles, when we walk in lasciviousness, lust, excess of wine. Beloved, think is not strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you, as thou some strange things happen unto you.
So don't think it's a strange thing that these things are happening to you. Whatever's happening to you going through your life, all this trial and tribulation, don't think it's a strange thing. It's supposed to happen. All right, go ahead.
But rejoice in as much as ye are partakers of Christ's suffering, that when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be exceeding glory.
Give me a second for the last one, second, maybe 9 seconds. Hey, you gotta be in the same mind Christ was. The same mind, man. And that mind is the will of the Most High. Let thy Father's will be true. It's the Most High's will. Whatever his will is, accept it. That's just what it is. Accept it. Go ahead.
So put the second Ezra, chapter 9, verse 7. And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his work and by faith whereby he hath believed shall be preserved from the saved perils
is the danger. Starting that one a little bit, not all the way up, but start that. The pearls is the danger to come.
Shall be preserved from the said pearls and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. Then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully.
And shall they be a pitiful case that despise the word. Go ahead.
That they have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torment. For such as in their life.
It's going to be that once a year we go and see the fire of everybody burning in the fire, and they're still alive with worms and fire just burning them. We're going to see them. Literally, we're going to see them. Go ahead.
For such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me, and they that have loaded my law while they had yet liberty, and when as yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood not, but despised it. The same must know it after death by Cain.
Is that 12? Yeah. And with that, we give all praises and honor and glory to the Most High God Yahweh, and we do so in the name of His only begotten Son, Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, for the world ignorant of Jesus Christ, Shema Yasharala Yahweh, Hayanawa Yahweh, Hero Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. Still what?